the games that will be happening this weekend. There's a whole lot of games that will be happening this weekend, especially in the FA Cup. And yes, a Manchester United side is not there. Manchester United is missing, and if there's Manchester does not have any skin in this game. That's the reason why they have the luxury of 11 days. They before they will play another game again. However, in this particular weekend, we will see a Man City side go up against a Newcastle side.
Newcastle,
yeah, Newcastle is coming up on the backdrop of beating a Manchester United side, and in quotes, inform Manchester United side now, because I mean you've played 7 games. Before that game, it's 6 games, 1 draw, 5 wins. That has been an impressive, and no other team has been able to maintain that consistency. Newcastle came and they stopped that, and they did that with 1 man down, and with all the injury concerns and the rest of that. Temilolua, what are you expecting in the FA Cup game between Man City and Newcastle?
It's going to be like a very tough game, because Man City are coming from a draw with a relegation threatened side, and Newcastle just defeated one of the most informed teams in Premier League this year. So I think it's going to be a very tough game. But then when you look at the head-to-head between Newcastle and Manchester City, it is heavily one-sided, and it has fallen more on Man City than it has on Newcastle. And considering Newcastle's recent injury crisis, I'd say Man City would nick this one, even though it's just 1-0.
That's very interesting. Kiki, what do you make of that particular game? Man City also struggled against a relegation threatened side. They drew their game. You have a Newcastle that is inconsistent. Yes, they defeated Manchester United, but there's a lot of inconsistency surrounding a Newcastle side. What do you make of that game? And where do you think the pendulum will swing in that particular game?
Well, I expect Man City to win. Will they win? It depends on the nature of the game. Now, remember, I said earlier, Man City have a problem controlling games, right? They have problems in transition, right? Transition from offense to defense. Newcastle love transition. They love open games. They love to run at teams with speed, with pace, and get forward in 1, 2, 3 passes. If Manchester City play that kind of game, that is, leave themselves open to transitions, they could potentially lose that game. Do I expect them to win? Yes. Will it be easy? No. If they lose, will I be surprised? I may not actually be surprised, because Newcastle, in many ways, are tailor-made to play against Man City's weaknesses. I hope you understand what I mean.
Sure.
So Guardiola will be looking at it and saying, let's not take any chances. Let's put our foot on the gas, blow them away while we can, and then move on to the next round.
Temilolua, I know you are a huge Chelsea fan. We spoke about a goalkeeper earlier today when we were talking about the goalkeeping situation of Nigeria. There is an Otto Okonkwo that will be imposed, and we know Chelsea is traveling away to Wrexham for the FA Cup 5th round. And this is not the first time we are seeing the smaller team pull out a shock. It has happened before. I think it was Northampton that defeated Chelsea 4-2. I can't remember that year in the same FA Cup. And this is a club that is currently, if the championship ends today, Wrexham will be in the playoff, because they are already in the playoffs, but based on where they are on the table, they are doing so well. And Otto Okonkwo has been a huge contributor to where they are at the moment. Remember, apart from the game that Chelsea won against Aston Villa, an inconsistent Aston Villa side that has been dropping places, result under Liam Rosnell has not been that fantastic. They've lost about 6-7 points from a winning position. What do you make of this particular game, owing to the fact that you are playing a team that's currently doing so well in the championship, and we know FA Cup is full of surprises?
Yeah, Chelsea has an higher chance of winning. That's if they don't change their starting 11, because I think they feel they have 50 players in the squad. So in competitions like this, they have to rotate their squad. And in the process of rotating, you spoil the team's chemistry. You understand? Making it easier for your opposition team to beat you. So it is an open game. yes, we can say Wrexham are one small team. They're in the championship. They are this, they are that. But then, Man, you got beaten by Grimsby as well. So I don't think it's a game of 11-11. So it's a game of
You
11
just you
11
just have to put
and
that in there.
yeah, you have to now. So you are so you know that even the big boys they collect from small boy hand. So that's the beauty of the sport. And I think Chelsea have an higher chance if they don't heavily rotate their squad. If they keep the core players like Caicedo, Andre Santos, Enzo Fernandez, if those guys are on the pitch, they have an higher chance of winning. But if there's heavy rotation, there's a chance Wrexham, because Wrexham will be going there with their starting 11, they'll be going there with their best players that they've built that chemistry. They already have that understanding. But if Chelsea heavily rotates, it might not favor them, it wouldn't favor them. But I take Chelsea to win this game, you understand, by let's say 3-0. You understand? But if there is heavy rotation, Chelsea are going to struggle.
Before we move ahead, we just have a breaking news now. It seems the WAFCON has been postponed to
Yeah.
sometimes in June or July.
July.
But probably maybe we'll get to discuss that next week. But it's a breaking news. I wonder maybe Morocco has finally decided to do what they wanted to do in terms of pulling out and the rest of that. I mean, since after the Nations Cup, Morocco has been acting funny. But in any case, let's not digress for that. Kiki, what do you make of the game between
Yeah.
Chelsea versus Wrexham? Chelsea is going away to Wrexham, and like Temiloluwa said, the big boys, we've seen them being knocked out. Manchester United was knocked out by Grimsby. Nobody gave Grimsby a chance, but they did it. Do you think the same thing can happen in this particular game?
Honestly, I think Chelsea will be fine. Chelsea will be fine. I think they are going to beat Wrexham. Um, does that mean it will be easy? No, it's not going to be easy. Wrexham are actually a good side. I've watched Wrexham play this season. You, if you give them an inch, they will take the entire football field. So Chelsea have to play well to beat Wrexham, and I expect they will. I think they have too much for Wrexham. If Chelsea lose, Chelsea fans are not going to hear the end of it from me. So Chelsea better win. Chelsea better win. I expect they will win. Right? I expect they will win. I don't expect it to be easy, but if anything, maybe 2-0, max 3-0. I don't see Wrexham giving them too many goals. They're a very decent side. You don't get promoted 3 times on the bounce unless you are actually a very good team.
Well, that's very
And
true.
they are,
That's very true.
yeah, and they are pursuing promotion to the Premiership. So it will be interesting, but I expect them to win.
Okay, before we go, the list of them: Fulham is playing against Southampton.
Yeah.
Sunderland is away to Port Vale. Man City is away to Newcastle. Norwich is slugging it out with Leeds United at home at Elland Road. Mansfield Town is facing off with Arsenal. Wolverhampton Wanderers, is slugging it out with Liverpool. Wrexham is with Chelsea. West Ham United is facing off with Brentford. What will be your own prediction, guys? Which game would you be predicting, and what will be the scoreline? Let me start with Temiloluwa.
Sunderland should massacre Port Vale. That's what I feel.
Are you sure?
So I think so, because Port Vale have not actually been tops, and I think Sunderland would want to take their chances at least to get extra money from FA, and who knows, maybe they can go as far as the final. But I see Sunderland beating Port Vale comfortably.
Okay, Kiki, which game would you be picking, and what will be the scoreline? Which game will you be predicting, and what will be the scoreline? Arsenal, okay.
To Arsenal.
Okay, 4-0 to Arsenal. Oh, okay.
Arsenal.
I was thinking maybe Temiloluwa will probably say Mansfield will beat Arsenal or something like that, or maybe.
No, we don't do that. We don't do that here. We don't do that here.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. It's only Kiki that's interested in going after Chelsea if they end up not winning. But
you know what? Arsenal has like 30 players. static quality players, so they can comfortably change their starting 11 and they will handle man field very well. Arsenal are not a side that use academy players for competitions like this. They use the main boys, they use the main men. Yes, sir. So I think they'll just override man field. So I'm not seeing any surprises here.
But for me, my own prediction will be Chelsea Wrexham. For whatever reason, I think, and Temiloluwa, please don't come for me. I think Wrexham will beat Chelsea. I think an upset will happen in this round of FA, and I think it's going to be between Chelsea and Wrexham. I'm predicting 3-1 in favor of Wrexham, and also I'm predicting a red card because yes, they were spared red cards in the last game.
We don't do that in the FA Cup. It's only in the Premier League now. So please. We are not rough in the FA Cup. It's only in the Premier League. So and it's not as if we are that bad now. You understand? Our tackles are not breaking legs. So we are just receiving these cards like that. So it happens.
Okay. That's where we'll call it a wrap on today's edition of the Goalpost. Thank you so much, guys, for joining in. Thank you, Temiloluwa. Thank you, Kiki, for joining
Thank
in.
you for having me.
We hope you get to. We hope you get to return, and when we discuss these games on Monday, for us to see who has made it to the next round of the FA Cup. Thank you so much, guys, for coming in.
Thank you for your time. Have a great day.
Yeah, have a great day. Thank you.